Do you have a family member that is sight impaired and needs a service dog to help them get around? Seeing eye dogs are highly intelligent animals that are intensely trained to help those who cannot help themselves. If you answered yes to my first question, don't you wish that the service dog that was assigned to your loved one was one that is incredibly smart and will protect them when no one else is around? After reading several different bibliographies about these specific seeing eye service dogs, I feel that this information is important to share. These dogs go through intense training, go against their true nature, and are proving that they have to be incredibly smart to handle all these difficult tasks that they are asked to do. There is a long process for dogs to become seeing eye dogs. The most popular breeds for seeing eye dogs are German Shepherds, Labradors, and Golden Retrievers. This is because of their known qualities of obedience and loyalty. When the puppies are born, they are placed into a home where they grow up, are trained with the basic obedience and with so much love from their foster families. This age is so young to go through the vigorous training because they are small attention spans. They would not be able to focus. About 13 to 19 months old, the dogs will start to go into the training facility that they will stay in for the next 4 months. These dogs form a strong bond with the instructors in the training facility. According to seeingeye.org, instructors use clicker training to enhance dogs' skill in targeting specific objects. When the training is halfway through, the instructors use blindfolds to simulate what it would be like for the dog to actually guide a sight-impaired person. If the dogs pass this test, getting the instructor through the more complicated route, they will be assigned to their new owners. This more complicated course ensures that the dogs are able to safely guide the sight-impaired person they are assigned to. When the person who is sight-impaired is assigned to their new dog, they will enter training themselves with the dogs. They spend about another month training and forming a bond with each other until they can smoothly handle any situation that is presented to them. You can really see that seeing eye dogs go through intense training to become the best they can for their sight-impaired owners. When you see a dog on a walk, your initial reaction is you want to pet it, right? The dogs also look like they want to get pet. They are excited to see a new face. That's certainly my first thought. However, trained seeing eye dogs ignore every part of them that wants to go say hello to you. Due to the intense training they go through, these seeing eye dogs have to go against their very nature to stay focused on the person that they are protecting and assisting. There are so many things that can distract the service dogs, but they stay so pinpoint focused on the sight impaired because it's now what they know. Think about the dogs in your life. If they see a squirrel, they run after it. Not a service dog. If they see a cat, they'll run after it. Not a service dog. One of the very first service dogs in America was Buddy. She was a German Shepherd that had been training in Switzerland, where this idea that special trained dogs that will help sight impaired started. A man named Maurice Frank, who was just 16 years old when he lost his sight, took a trip to Switzerland after hearing about some dogs being trained by Dorothy Eustace. TheBark.com says that in New York City on June 11, 1928, Frank took one big step for the disabled and one giant leap for assistant dogs. He was coming off the SS Tuscania after being in Switzerland for a month training and bonding with Buddy. There were reporters and a crowd and lots of commotion that would overwhelm the typical dog's senses, and yet Buddy was focused on Frank. People kept asking Frank how effective it really is, and he said, "Point us in the direction of West Street." West Street was known as Death Avenue for its reputation for being the most hazardous street in New York City at the time. Buddy was able to successfully guide Maurice Frank across the street, and everyone was amazed. She was able to disregard the smells of food from street vendors, the cameras flashing, the people shouting, trying to get close to her, and the fast-moving cars to focus on Frank and help him safely cross. Seeing eye dogs like Buddy are able to go against their nature to better serve their owner's needs. Based on everything we have learned, we can infer these dogs are not your average canines. They are far more intelligent, being able to understand the commands that are more complicated than the regular sit and fetch. They need to know left, right, straight, back, etc. There is also the fact that they have to know when it's okay to disobey orders and when to follow the orders. They have to assess the situation and make sure that their owners are asking for the safest thing for them or not. For example, the Seeing Eye Dog training groups talks about if the owner says straight but there's a pothole or a large dip in the path. The dogs need to be able to maneuver their owners around the obstacle that they are faced with, even though that is not what they asked for. Another example is if the owner keeps walking but there is traffic coming and the dog has to step in and stop them from walking into the cars. Seeing eye dogs are highly intelligent animals that use their super smarts to keep people safe. Overall, Seeing Eye Dogs do so much for those who need their help and their families. After discussing several different points about these specific Seeing Eye service dogs, I feel that this information is extremely important to share. These dogs go through intense training, go against their true nature, and are proving that they have to be incredibly smart to handle all these difficult tasks they were asked to do. I would feel so much better if one of my family members who is sight impaired had a dog that would read their body language and help them live a safe life. Wouldn't you?